Did you start?
I did start, but that's fine. That's fine. It's all right. It's our first one. It's our first one. Okay, cool.
Let's go.
Yeah. And we are tuning in to Sick of the Pundits, our very first episode. Umaro Uno.
Number 1.
So I'm
going to introduce everyone, and what we're going to do in our introductions as well is going to talk about our favorite football memory. And we're going to start with alphabetical order. Alex.
Oh, that's me. My name's Alex, the youngest Mendoza in this podcast. Some would say the better Mendoza. I get that in before he does, a bit later. Best Northwest Filipino footballer, a.k.a. Adelta Rap, a.k.a. Roberto Firmino.
For 40 minutes, bro.
Favorite football memory? Gerrard against Olympiacos. Celebrated so much. Great goal. Great memory. On to the next one. Let's go, James.
James.
All right, my name is James, a.k.a. James. I need to think of something. But, obviously long-time Liverpool fan, father of two young boys, so hopefully can have some prodigies there. And my favourite football memory obviously has to be the comeback in Istanbul. 3-0 down.
Istanbul.
Came back 3-3, won on penalties. Come on. Dream come true.
Great game.
5th title. Yeah, who's next? Louis? Oh, Joshua.
Hey,
Sorry.
Alphabetical order. James don't know his alphabet.
I messed up.
Just cut him.
You dropped.
So my name's Joshua. My favorite, I don't have any AKAs, it's fine. My favorite football memory has to be Steven Gerrard. We're all Liverpool fans, it's fine. Steven Gerrard's FA Cup goal against West Ham, because I remember being there watching it with my dad and a few of my dad's friends, and everyone was laughing at us because we're Liverpool fans, like, your team's about to lose in the FA Cup final. And then Steven Gerrard was like, hold my beer, bang! Shaka Hislop, you retired, you Trinidad guy. On to the
What you got against Shaka Hislop, man?
Innit?
I got nothing against Shaka Hislop, apart from his terrible football views, but that's fine.
There we go.
Oof, for another day.
And to the eldest in the group.
Name's Louis, a.k.a. Arthur. I don't know. Used to be the better Mendoza till that one come along, unfortunately. I'll give him that one. Favourite moment? I don't know. I know it's a Liverpool predominant one. I'd say England World Cup 1990. That's where my love for football began. You boys weren't even born probably, so
yeah. He's right.
I'll be the granddad. I'll be the granddad of the group.
Showing his age.
Okay, boomer.
Oh man.
Okay, guys. Let's begin. COVID obviously is still in the.
It's right.
It's still the main headline. A few topics on COVID that I'd like your views on. So the first one, Danny Rose, left back, Spurs left back, currently on loan at Newcastle. He's quoted as saying Premier League players are being treated like lab rats in
Did he say that?
Restart.
No
yeah,
way.
apparently he was quoted as saying that. I think COVID is in the news, so I think let's see what you guys think on that. Are you with Danny Rose? Should football be rushing back to restart their season, or should the health and safety aspect of it all be the main consideration point? What do you guys think? Alex, should we start with you?
Nah, man. Send them back to work. Everyone else got to go back to work. What do you mean? How much money are these guys on? Thousands. Guy earns more than me in a year, in a week, and he doesn't want to go back to run on a football pitch for 90 minutes. Come on, but lab rats. What about all the sardines on the train that got to go to work in the morning? And he wants to moan about taking his fancy car to a football field to run around. And he gets tested. Half of these guys get tested every like half an hour to make sure they're okay. I ain't got tested. I have to go to work. Why is he any better? You know? I mean, you Yeah, I don't know, man. Some of you guys might have different views, but send them back to work, man. I need to watch something.
I was going to say thanks for that view, Dr. Mendoza. Josh, could we move to you, please?
It's difficult, this one, because obviously you've got obviously I love the game of football. I've been stuck with my girlfriend who I love dearly. so it's like very difficult one in a sense, because obviously it's a very serious matter. People are losing their lives, and footballers are not immune to catching this virus. So then you have to put it in that perspective, that these guys also have families just like we do. So it's quite difficult for them to be like, okay, we have to put our family to one side for the nation. And these are the same footballers that got criticised straight away when people were getting furloughed and stuff like that. So it's like, why do these guys have to put their lives in danger for our entertainment? They're not gladiators. They have their families and things like that. So
they get paid like gladiators.
But then that money they can't take with them if something was to happen with them. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite difficult to put that into sort of measurements, isn't it? James, your thoughts?
I'm torn, you know. I'm like on the fence, really. So I can see both points that you've made. Your point, Josh, I think, you know, if they don't want to, then, you know, if it's an overall consensus between the players, then those players cannot train if they don't want to, or not return. But I think his term lab rats was a bit too, I don't know, it's like he said it out of emotion rather than rationally thinking about, you know, what he's saying.
Isn't it more like the fact that they're getting tested, they're more privileged than essentially we are, right? And the fact that they use the term lab rats is a bit mad, because they're getting the testing to prove that they don't have COVID. If they have it, then they get sent to quarantine and then they don't have to play ball. But then they all get tested and whatnot. So it's like, we're not getting tested. We got to go back to work. Boris was like, if you have to work, work. I mean, they don't have that luxury because obviously they got the money. They could all stay home if they want. But nah, man, German guys are doing it.
Yeah,
send them to work.
Started last week, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly, man. And all the German guys are playing. I watched Bayern today. 1-5, 5-2. But my bet didn't come in. I need to be betting on the Premier League where I know a bit more. I mean, I'll probably still lose my money. But, you know, it needs to be done.
Back, yeah,
Premier League football. We need it back. We need it back.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Topic number 2 in terms of COVID again. Watford captain Troy Deeney was quoted as saying he does not want to return to training because he fears for his family health. Simon Jordan said on TalkSport that he believes Deeney is wrong to refuse to return to training. Obviously, the same sort of topics with Danny Rose, but does Simon Jordan have a right to be saying that towards a Premiership player?
Simon Jordan is
his main concern here is. Go on, Joe.
Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna say Simon Jordan is like super controversial, guys. Like sometimes I agree with him, sometimes I'm like, mate, what are you talking about? And these are one of those moments where I'm like, mate, what are you talking about? Because at the end of the day, you can't tell a man what he can and cannot do. You don't run anything like that. And to be fair with Troy Deeney as well, it's one of those things where he's coming from a perspective that he needs to protect his family, he needs to protect his kids. I've got a young child, and it's one of those things that you have to think about as well. Like we always have to be sort of safe in what we do. And with these football players, like I said, they're not immune to it. They're not superhuman. So it's like one of those ones where it's about understanding exactly where Troy Deeney is coming from. And you know, if Troy Deeney doesn't want to come back, it's totally his choice. Do you know what I mean? Like no one's forcing you to go to work. So if you don't want to come back, you don't have to. It'd be. But then again, I look at it on Watford's perspective. Watford, your captain, your spiritual leader, not being there might cause ramifications of you going down in the long term, which would cost you a ridiculous amount of money. But then again, Troy Deeney has every right to protect his family and do whatever he needs to protect his family.
James, if you were the Watford chairman, your club is in danger of going down. You are potentially looking at losing millions. Do you try and force Deeney back, try and use some sort of termination within the contract, or do you respect his right not to return to training and not to return to competitive football?
I feel like if I was in that position, if I really knew the player, like Deeney, he's a bit of a character. So as a chairman, if you know your players, well, for me, I'd respect his decision, to be honest. Like, I'd probably think he's already got his mindset with what he wants to do. So there's no point trying to cause a rift or blow it up out of proportion, make things worse. I'd leave him to. I'd respect what he wants to do, man.
That's fair enough. Alex, any alternative view on this one?
He's playing the game right, in a sense. If he doesn't want to work, there are some footballers that he's playing the game like in all aspects of work and life. Like, people do this. Like, I used to work on the underground, and people used to say the two sick weeks you're allowed in the year are extra annual leave. Not me, of course. I was a stand-up employee, but I mean, he's playing the game right. You can't argue with his logic. If he doesn't want to go to football because he could go back to work because he's scared of his family's safety, you can't really argue that. So it puts obviously the chairman in a tough place, especially if he's saying it in public, because what's the chairman going to say? If he says anything against it, he looks like he doesn't care.
True.
But then obviously if now it's like, oh, his captain isn't playing football. So it's not a win-win at all.
What right perspective does Simon Jordan have to be coming out with things like this, Josh?
Well,
He doesn't.
Do you know what? He was the owner of Crystal Palace, so it's not like he doesn't have an experience in football. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say he probably has more experience than me, but this is sick of the pundits. So, and he's a pundit right now, so I can tear him up as much as I want to. and the way I see it is as well is that this geezer is coming from a perspective of he sees the players, he knows the players, and he's like, you players need to get back to work. But he did say something really, we might touch on it later on today, but he did say something about Dele Alli, which I totally agree with. I think Simon Jordan and TalkSport in general, you need to say controversial things to stay alive, especially in the media that they're in. So, I mean, maybe you just come on to take a hit, but honestly, I feel like as a man to another man and a man as having a child as well, you can't tell me what I can and cannot do. Like, are you mad? Nah, mate. Chalk on.
Yep. It is true.
Cool. I think lastly on the COVID thing, obviously the Bundesliga is back and entertaining worldwide. Do we see a return to Premiership football? I think La Liga's returning in early June, so will the Premiership be making a return soon? Josh, you had your hand up.
You know, I was like saying yes, Premier League needs to return.
Like a cheerleader.
It is the weekend. No, but if the Premier League needs to return because obviously, look, 30 years, Liverpool have won the league, but I'm not even being selfish about it. I think it's one of those ones where football means so much more to people all across the world. And at the moment, we're in such a negative atmosphere. It's really sad. It's really, you turn on the news.
What happened to the players' health, Josh? What happened to the players' health earlier?
The players' health matter, but I watched a documentary about, and I'm not trying to plug Amazon right now, but I watched a documentary about Liverpool fans. It's true, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, send me that money. No, I'm joking. I watched a documentary with the Rwandan guys, so Rwandan fans, and you can see that it united a bunch of people. So football to me and you and everyone in here might be like, oh, it's just a sport, but to people out there, it's like it's something else. It means so much more. So imagine not having that, and it's just one of those ones where football just means a lot more than we actually think. It unites a people, and that's what it did. It did for the Liverpool fan group in Rwanda. So it does mean a lot more. So I think we should just bring it back because there's people who are suffering about it.
Yeah, definitely, man. And if you think about it, have you heard any? I haven't heard any reports or seen anything online, but there's been what backlash has there been since Bundesliga started last week, or any reports about any cases or anything like that? Have you heard of it? Anything yet?
I've not. Nothing.
I mean,
absolutely nothing.
So it's been the second week now of them playing. If I haven't heard anything this weekend or after this weekend, then
And they've taken all the precautions as well, because it's
like exactly.
They've mentioned if not even like the players, but if staff members, anybody around the club does have COVID, then they have to get quarantined for 2 weeks, and they don't disclose that information to the public either, which is probably best too. Yeah. So they're taking the right measures, it seems.
Yeah.
Plus, since it's our podcast, I'm just going to make up a statistic and say that deaths in Germany are going down. The introduction of football has been a good thing. This is why we need to turn football back to England. And
There we go.
yeah, all right. Let's end that on. Let's end with that on COVID. You have another interesting football topic, which again involved Danny Rose.
He's always in the paper a lot.
He has. He's come out in the Mail and said that he can see Mauricio Pochettino managing Manchester United in the future and being a success. Josh, I know you. I might have put that last bit in, but I think you said United. You've got views that United could potentially be a contender or a stronger rival to Liverpool next season. What do you think about Danny Rose's quote there?
No, mate.
I think Manchester United are a top manager away from being a top team. Honestly,
Wow.
I look at the well. Let's look at it. De Gea's still there, and I said his name.
Man
Like
said
that. I
De
don't give a damn. De Gea's still there.
Who's De
That
Gea?
guy. He's still there. He's still there, and he's still a top goalkeeper.
He's still one of the best in the Prem.
He's still one of the best. Probably one of the best in the world. So he's still there. And then you've got Wan-Bissaka, he's a solid right back. Can't cross the ball, but solid right back. You got Harry Maguire, who's supposed to go. But you know what? Look, if we go through that spine, Pogba's still a World Cup winner, still a world-class player. Then you've got Bruno Fernandes. Fred has come a long way. And then up front, you've got Martial, you've got Rashford. Rashford is going to be incredible in a couple of years, 100%. He's got all the capabilities. And then you've got the young boy, the young Welsh lad, whose name escapes me. But I wouldn't play him, to be honest. No, he's Scottish. That's terrible.
Daniel James.
Danny.
Danny James. Yeah, the winger.
But I just don't think you can't allow a man who got Cardiff relegated to become your manager. It just doesn't make sense. So if they got Poch, who took not an average Tottenham team, but he built Tottenham, and give him time, Poch could be a really good man. I think Pochettino is a top manager, top manager. Do you know what I mean? So he didn't win anything, but I think that's down to Tottenham and their lack of spending, their lack
He's
of
a
growing.
nearly man. No, he's a nearly
No, I
man.
don't
I
think
think
so.
if I could just jump in here quickly, say that whilst that's obviously he did a great job at Southampton before Spurs picked him up. He was a runner-up in the League Cup in 2015. He challenged
Nearly
for
man.
the title. He challenged for the title in 2016, and he was
Nearly
a
man.
runner-up in the Champions League at
Nearly man.
a club that is considered sort of a nearly club. If he had the backing of the Man United board with their fans and supporters history, he could potentially be the man to bring success back to Old Trafford.
I don't know, you know. I don't know. Who wants to play for Poch?
Alex and James?
Who wants to play for Poch? Like, no
Yeah.
top players really want to play for Poch. Who's he attracting, really?
Tottenham players.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bunch of
Danny
nearly,
Rose.
man. Danny Rose
Okay.
go there.
But imagine a front three of Martial, Rashford, Harry Kane.
Don't get me wrong. United, they have a decent team, but are they going to? They may challenge for the title next season, maybe for like a brief month or two. But are they really pushing anyone? No,
Yeah.
they're not going to push City. Oh, depending on City's whatnot, if they're going to get
Depending on City's
sanctioned
what?
and whatnot. If they get
Oh, no.
sanctioned, then if they get their bans. But then,
Yeah.
are they really going to challenge us, Liverpool? Like, our team is so good at the moment. I don't see anybody challenging us right now. So you can write off the Prem for them. Are they going to do anything? Are they even going to make Champions League next season? It's up in the air too.
If they do, there's going to be more fixtures.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what?
It's got
Really?
rotation.
Even if Poch joins, he's not winning anything for
Take
the
a
next
while.
few years.
Yeah, it will take a while. Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's got to be a project. For him, it's a project. It'll be another project that'll take
It'll
3
be another
4 years
long-term
to
nearly man
challenge.
project.
Yeah, he's a nearly man. There we go. That's all it is. Sorry,
Disrespectful.
sir.
Disrespectful.
Sorry, mate.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
All right. Since we are predominantly Liverpool supporting podcast, obviously, a little segment I came up with, just like a player A versus player B. So I've picked like 2 Premiership legends in certain positions. I'd like to just get your points of view. Who would you pick out of the 2 legends for the current Liverpool squad.
The current. Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yes, in the current
Okay.
squad. So alongside VVD, would you rather the Rolls Royce Rio Ferdinand or the Destroyer Vincent Company? Let's go with Mr. Alex.
Eesh.
Who would I pick out of that?
Yeah.
I'd probably go with Rio. He is less injury prone,
True.
I'd say, than Vidi Company. We don't necessarily need like another big boy leader. Not to say Rio isn't a leader, but Vincent Company is like a really big leader in the dressing room, whereas Rio's like, he's like the Xabi Alonso to Steven Gerrard kind of thing. So Rio could be
Nice.
the Xabi to VVD kind of thing. That's why I'd pick Rio. It'd be a really good pairing at the back. Yeah, I'd go Rio for sure. Rio. I'm standing by that. Rio over Vinny Company.
James, any thoughts?
Yeah, I was leaning more to Rio as well, to be honest. Over
Get him
Company.
there.
It's close, but yeah, I'd probably choose Ferdinand for the same reason. And yeah, like you said, he's a good leader. You can stay back whilst Van Dijk can push up a bit
He was
more.
staying. Yeah.
He'll be a rock at the back. Definitely.
What's
Josh?
Josh gonna say? Company. I can hear it. I can feel it.
Nah. I'm gonna go Rio as well. It's usually injury prone thing though.
Oh, okay.
But I think Rio for different reasons. I think Rio is quite vocal. I think Rio was a leader at Man United.
Yeah, he was, but not like
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
the main guy.
And Rio at his at his best, at his peak was incredible. One of the best centre backs in Premier League history. You know what I mean? So 100%. And Vincent Company was definitely that as well. But Vincent Company was also very, very injury prone, and that's what it's going to come down to for me.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I picked Rio as well. So 4 selections
Full zip
for Rio.
God damn.
Is he,
Come on,
is he really that good?
Let's move to midfield, guys. Paul Scholes or Frank
Okay.
Lampard?
Oh,
Gosh, let's
Ooh,
start with
in
you.
our midfield as well.
In this team.
jeez.
In our midfield at the moment.
In our midfield, I think anybody can get in our midfield at the moment. Oh, that's dread, isn't it?
They're already top of the league.
Innit, you know what I mean?
It depends
Here we
though,
go.
because this is a weird one. Because like, I don't think either Paul Scholes or Frank Lampard are very hardworking, and therefore you would need that to be in our field. If we're talking about Klopp's tactics and how Klopp wants to work, I would say neither of them, which is dread. But that's just how I feel.
No,
We
I
need
mean
to
it
work
makes
hard
sense.
in our midfield.
It actually makes sense, yeah, because our midfield, they're not the most creative. They're not there to make goals.
They're functional.
They're functional midfielders. I'd say the one I'd have in there would be Scholes, because is this harsh? I'd say his footballing brain, in my opinion, is more than Lampard's. He can play defensive midfield. He can play box to box a bit better than I'd say Lampard. I always thought Lampard was carried by the likes of Ballack and Makaleli, Essien in that Chelsea team. And then he just picked up the pieces and done whatever he wanted, whereas they done all the dog work. So I'd
You've
go
just
Paul
lost a
Scholes.
few Chelsea Twitter followers.
Yeah, they're all a bunch of wankers anyway. Who cares?
Whoa.
Blue Army.
James,
You ain't
are you going for the ginger of Scholes or the reliability of Lampard?
Or neither,
I
like
go for
Josh.
Lampard.
Oh,
Neither.
he's got
I'm
Lamp.
there for Lamps. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
the age-old comparison of him and Gerrard. So if you're comparing him to Gerrard, then why not choose? If you could choose Lampard, then yeah, probably choose Lampard. You could get a goal, you could get good
Scores a lot of
assists.
goals.
Yeah, it's reliable, like you said. So yeah, Lamps for
Probably-
me over Scholes.
Probably the
Fair.
one thing that our midfield lacks is goals as well. Lampard would get you
I
15,
was
20
going to
goals.
say I am for Lampard within our midfield.
Hey,
Just in terms of his goal, the amount of goals he scored.
yeah.
Our midfield's always criticised for not scoring enough goals, and I think if we had
Saw
Lampard,
that.
he
Did
would
that,
definitely up 4 goals in field. Okay, so let's move on to another interesting selection. Actually, I'll save this one for after. Keane or Vieira, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, It's tough.
That is a tough one.
Tough.
That is tough. Who would I have?
Roy Keane for me. Roy Keane. I'm
You gone
saying
Roy
it, guys.
Keane?
Vieira for me.
Oh,
Fair.
I really don't know.
That's a tough
Come on,
one.
1-1. What is it gonna be?
For me, whenever I'm asked this question, it always comes down to one incident. You know, in the Highbury tunnel between
The tunnel. Yeah,
Keane
that
and
was gangster.
Vieira, and
One of the most gangster things ever.
Keane just he bullied Vieira in the tunnel, then he bullied him on the pitch. And for me, that's what kind of edged it ever so. I know Vieira was slightly better technically and scored better goals and was more of a goal threat. For me, I think Keane was the ultimate captain, and I liked the bully aspect of him.
Do you know what? I hear what you're saying, Louis, but then you have to factor it into our team, isn't it? So
True.
Vieira, the way he glides across the field, the way he passes the ball, I don't think we need an aggressive guy in the midfield, especially if we've got Fabinho. Do you know what I mean? And I think Fabinho and what he does, like he's a bit more quiet, not as vocal, not much as a leader as Roy Keane. Because I think Roy Keane's engine and his will to win is the key thing that makes Roy Keane one of the best captains the Premier League's ever seen. But if you're looking at it into our team, imagine having Vieira gliding across, passing the ball, strong on the ball. Vieira would be amazing in our team.
Yeah, Vieira. That's swayed it.
EV.
You know, it's got to be Vieira. He carries the ball better. In our midfield, we need ball carriers that can lay off to the more creative ones. Roy Keane, he's more the hustle and bustle. Don't get me wrong. I love the aggression that Roy Keane has.
I love Roy Keane. I love everything Roy Keane stands for. As a man.
100%. Yeah.
He's amazing.
I'd go to war with Roy Keane.
100%.
I'd jump
just doesn't get into our Liverpool team.
All right. Now for the last one in midfield. I've grouped them together anyway. Zinedine Zidane or Ronaldinho? Alex.
Shall we say not in the midfield, more like on the left side of the front three?
Yeah, if that works.
Because I would play Zidane in the midfield and play Ronaldinho up front.
I was gonna say I play Ronaldinho left,
Zidane in the middle,
But we don't play. That's the thing that we always kind of refer back to of our midfield. We play the hustle and bustle, functional, hard-working midfielders.
They don't play like that.
Any of these two in there just wouldn't work. We'd have to change the whole tactic.
But saying that though, didn't Klopp want Coutinho to play in that midfield role, and Coutinho decided to go to Barcelona?
Yeah, but then that's when it all changed, didn't it?
Yeah.
Really, because we were all playing everything through Coutinho. That's why his stats were so good, and he had the ball. That's why we sold him for 120 million. Whatever it was.
What about just as a one-off sign? If you had the choice to sign either one, like no position intended, just
one-off signing. Oh,
how long
are you bringing in?
How long am I keeping him for?
I don't know. However long you want, 2-3 years.
It's so much to consider. Oh God.
Ronaldinho.
I go Zidane.
Ronaldinho.
I go Zidane.
Do you know what? This is so unfortunate because I saw YouTube clips of both of these guys quite recently, but I spent more time looking at Zinedine Zidane, and the way Zinedine Zidane will pluck a ball out of the sky.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that now. I've not seen
Ronaldinho
that.
Doesn't do that. What do you? There's like a YouTube video
true.
of
Ronaldinho goal against Chelsea.
doing that exact thing.
Chelsea. It's mad. But do you know
that
what?
was dirty.
Do you know what? That's a difficult one. It's a difficult one.
Nah, do you know why I picked Zidane? It's because even when he got older, his game didn't change, and he was still at the top. And with Ronaldinho, the older he got, he lost a bit of pace. He wasn't the best player anymore, but Zidane was always considered and he was always up there when it came to talking about the best players. For that period, that 2-3 year period, Ronaldinho was the best player in the world.
What about if you take both of them at their prime? Take both of them at their prime.
Ay. See, that's a whole other question. I don't know, man. It's too hard.
One season. Just for one season.
One season at the prime.
Ronaldinho.
Yeah, just alone.
For the Premier League as well.
Zidane. I go Zidane. Zidane.
Zidane for the Premier League. I got Ronaldinho for the Premier League.
Zidane.
Fast again.
One season known, Ronaldinho. He's just that impact player, man.
Zidane's a footballer's footballer. Ronaldinho's a show pony.
I think if I'm going for just one season, I'll go Ronaldinho. But if I go for longevity, I'm going
Long term,
Zidane.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that as well. Then.
Yeah,
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
That was the hardest question that I think I ever had to ask her in my life.
Oh, right, let's move further up the pitch. I've picked out two Premiership legends here. Van Nistelrooy or Shearer up front. Our team
Shearer,
right
come
now.
on. No respect.
Going
No
Shearer,
disrespect.
really?
No disrespect to Van Nistelrooy, but Shearer, come on.
It has to be. Look how many goals he's
It has
got.
to be.
How are you going to
Really?
What's he got like?
How are you going to
What
pick?
about the
Van Nistelrooy was
chances
like a
that Liverpool
6-yard
create?
merchant, man.
But everyone put it on the paper, Van Nistelrooy, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's all he could do.
What can Van
If
Nistelrooy
he don't
do?
have that service, then
that
he's
Shearer can't.
nothing. Yeah.
Shearer can do everything. Like everything that Van
Alright,
Nistelrooy
I'm
can
gonna
do.
Okay, come
I'm
on, go
gonna
on.
fight for Van Nistelrooy's corner because Ruud Van Nistelrooy, as a striker, as a fox in a box, is one of the best. And hold on, let's look at who Ruud Van Nistelrooy dislodged as well. Because Andy Cole at his pomp, as Louis will know, grandfather Louis will know, was freaking incredible. And Ruud Van Nistelrooy kicked him out the team. Like, come on, bruv. Ruud Van
Really?
Nistelrooy was sick. Yeah.
Was that when Van
Yeah.
Nistelrooy
I
came?
think,
Yeah.
yeah, probably. I think if I was given a choice out of the two, I would go Van Nistelrooy. I think he was just electric in the box. I know there is that argument he would, yeah, like his all-round play probably isn't up there, but
Was Alan Shearer's?
Yes.
he's more of a target
All-round
man,
play.
I'd say, Shearer.
Yeah. What did Alan Shearer do?
You could
Like,
play off
yeah, he
He
Shearer
scored the
better.
most goals in the league.
in the Premier League.
Yeah, but that's down to longevity, though, isn't it? Mo Salah, if Mo Salah started
exactly.
his career at Liverpool, Mo Salah would have probably broken Alan Shearer's record. Let's be real. Harry Kane's going to break Shearer's record. 100% Kane's going to break Shearer's. If Kane stays in the Premier League, Kane's breaking Shearer's record.
If he stays fit.
That's true.
I just think Shearer is a better all-round footballer than Van Nistelrooy, which is why I would pick him, especially in our team. The fact that our Firmino, he brings a lot of the play together, and I don't think Van Nistelrooy would be able to do that as well as Shearer. If we're
He'll be one
talking about
looking for the ball.
if you're talking about like who I would prefer in general, it probably would still be Shearer anyway. But we're talking about for Liverpool and the current system that we have, it's got to be Shearer.
See, I argued against that. I think that's
in
the
my
one
opinion.
thing Liverpool lack is a goal scorer, and I think we're going to sort that out when if we sign Werner.
Wait, hold on there. Hold on. Wait. Are you saying Shearer? Is it a goal? Is it a goal scorer?
No.
You just said we lack a goal scorer.
We lack
a goal scorer.
I'm sorry. Guys, I'm sorry. Internet, I'm sorry.
Internet.
I meant the one thing we lack
Blame Corona.
is a fox in a box. And put Van Nistelrooy in our team with freaking Robinson crossing the ball, freaking Salah, Firmino, them and they're all like setting them up. For me,
Fullback you pick.
Yeah, but that's what Alex is saying. Like,
Ruud Van
Shearer
Nistelrooy
could do
all the goals. All the goals.
Shearer could do that.
Shearer could do that. Yeah.
Alan Shearer turns like a fridge is on his back, bro. Nah,
Oh,
he doesn't.
What are you talking about?
Reaction time. He's a pundit as well. Sick of the pundits, mate. Nah.
Oh yeah. Fuck Alan Shearer. Yeah. What am I talking about? Yeah. Fuck out Van Nistelrooy all the way. Yeah. How can I be so stupid? And I hate Shearer as a pundit as well. He ain't got a fucking clue. What am I talking about? Screw Alan Shearer.
Let's move on to the final one. And this is the endless debate of the past decades. Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, here we go. We'll end on it. It's Messi all day. I thought I have this argument too much. How is it not Messi? Like
What?
It has to be Messi.
I don't know, man.
It doesn't have to be Messi. I'm Team Ronaldo all the way.
It has
I'm
to be
Team
Messi. No,
I'm on Team Ronaldo, man.
No, then your team
I
is
don't know
over
why.
there.
I do know why, but
It's got to be Messi.
All right, cool.
Messi.
Alright, go
See, I've changed my stance on this. For the longest of times, it was always Lionel Messi.
Oh, here we go.
However,
Here we go.
my stance has changed on this because I've seen how Barcelona, footballing wise, have declined under Messi.
What?
Whereas I've seen. Hold on.
Huh?
When is the last time Messi won the Champions League?
Wait, what? They have
When's the last time
declined.
Messi won the Champions League? When's the
They've
last time Messi
declined
won the
on.
Champions League?
Wait, they
100%.
declined on the Messi.
100%.
What? What do you mean
If we're
declined?
looking at Ronaldo and Messi's trajectory, Ronaldo's also won in Italy. Ronaldo's won in England. Ronaldo's won in Spain. Ronaldo's
So?
proved himself everywhere. So if we're
Yeah.
talking about, and I used to think,
So he's a
but
journeyman.
Messi's. Hold on. I used to think Messi was, but Messi's more of a team player. Da, da, da. I used to think that. I honestly do. Not anymore. I think Messi runs Barcelona with an iron fist. And if you don't play, look how many great players have gone to Barcelona and flop. Griezmann, Coutinho, Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Ibra, yeah.
Like,
Fabregas.
these are great players. And
Fabregas.
I always used to think like, oh, Ronaldo's more selfish. Da, 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 da. But you put Ronaldo anywhere, and Ronaldo, he will do his best
Productive.
for his team.
Yeah.
But not only that, Ronaldo, because I think I was listening to Gary Neville talk the other day, and Gary Neville said Ronaldo always wanted to be the best player in the world, because then he would make his team great. And that selfish mindset of Ronaldo has allowed his teams to be great. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think teams run through Ronaldo. Ronaldo can do his own thing and explode at any moment of time. Whereas Messi has to run everything. It has to run through Messi. And if it doesn't run through Messi, if you don't fit Messi's cog, then you're getting put out on loan for 2 years. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's crazy. So I'm leaning towards Ronaldo as one of the best players, the best player of all time, because the geezer's a machine.
Over time, I'd say, yeah, Ronaldo.
That's what I mean. I used to be the Messi fan.
Messi before, yeah, hands down. But yeah, if you look at their career back now, over time,
The only reason
Ronaldo.
that
And
people
look-
say Ronaldo is better than Messi is because he's still scoring at a decent rate. I mean, it's not a ridiculous rate like it once was. Messi's still scoring more than him. But I don't see, like, Messi is a footballer's footballer. He's a little midget that doesn't look like he's supposed to be allowed to play the way he does. And he'll just beat 5 guys with his magic, with his 1 foot.
In
That's
Spain.
Barcelona. Yeah, no, but that Barcelona team, yeah, is not the best team at the moment, right? They don't gel as much as they used to. And when they came up against us, they were pretty crap. Messi single-handedly beat us 3-0 that game. Like, it was all him. That free kick was probably one of the best free kicks I've ever seen. And to
Yeah.
say that
I had to go for him
Barcelona
in the
have
second
been...
leg.
That's not the point. That's not the point. Well, Ronaldo didn't even make it that far with Juventus, so that's another point. So if you're comparing last season's Champions League, it doesn't really matter. When was the last time Ronaldo won the Champions League as well? How long was it?
I think it was
3
with
years
Real
ago
Madrid.
now? So was
When
it
we
3 years
lost.
ago now?
When was Messi?
Something like
Though?
that.
When was Messi?
But what I'm saying is, you talked about all the players that maybe didn't become as good. What about like Pedro, who was amazing at Barca, now has gone away?
Sanchez.
Neymar was arguably amazing as well, and then he's left, and now he's like
He's coming back. He's going back.
He's gone to shit kind of thing. He needs to come back to Barcelona. So there's a bunch of players that you can say were better when in that Barcelona team. And that Barcelona team was the best.
Yeah, but
Barcelona
Messi was
in
at
the
his
world.
pump when you had Xavi and Iniesta
Xavi and Iniesta.
feeding him.
team.
Not been the
was
same player
was
since
that
then.
when
I think-
MSN was about?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, last
Xavi,
season.
Xavi
Oh,
and
yeah.
Iniesta.
Towards the end, yeah.
Yeah.
I think if he moved to 2 different leagues as well, and was still smashing it, then I'd probably say Messi then, because he was obviously good at Barca. He was better than Ronaldo then, I'd say. If he moved to, Italy and then moved to France or England and was still doing what he's doing now or doing before, then yeah, Messi hands down. But because Ronaldo's done that twice.
So what is Zlatan the main guy now? Then he's won everything everywhere as well. Is that the argument we're using?
No, that's not the argument we're using. But also, you have to factor in the fact that Ronaldo, with the shower of shit that he has to play with at Portugal, won the European Cup with Portugal. Messi's not done anything internationally. Not even won a Copa America.
Yeah, he missed a penalty in the shootout.
But I feel
Ronaldo
sorry,
then, yeah.
do you know? But look, it's really close. It's not like Ronaldo's
it's
here
not like
and
a
Messi's
landslide.
there.
Yeah.
And I can understand the argument. Like visually, I see Messi do things that I'm like, I'm never gonna see that again. And
yeah.
Ronaldo, I feel like if Bale is not as injury prone, I reckon Bale could have been like Ronaldo in terms of the athleticism, the arrogance and whatever. But Bale's just didn't have it in him. But I reckon we will see another Ronaldo in terms of a goal scoring machine, athletic, like da-da-da. But I don't think we'll see another Messi again. However, I'm looking at the longevity of it, and I think Ronaldo has, in terms of a longer term, has proven himself a little bit more than Messi has.
Nah, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's your opinion, but no.
You have lost
Louis.
3 against
No,
1.
no.
What about Louis?
I mean, it's no.
I always say on this argument, like, and I know it's always hypothetically speaking, but if I needed like, I don't know, like a right back, or if I needed a centre back, if I need someone in central midfield, who's going to do the job better, Ronaldo or Messi, throughout their careers? Even if Messi was at his peak, is he going to be the best centre back on the pitch? Probably not. Ronaldo can do the job there. That's always my sort of weird hypothetical reason for picking Ronaldo.
That's just crazy. Why would you want to play him as centre back? You lost me, Louis. Louis, you lost me.
No, I hear the logic, because Gerrard had to go right
yeah.
back in the Champions League final for us, which made him, for me, one of the best midfielders in the world, because he could do anything.
It's versatility. I think Ronaldo can adjust a bit more better than Messi.
It's more adaptable.
To, different leagues, different positions.
Play anywhere.
No, but I reckon you can put Messi when he's like 40 in the CDM position as the resistor.
He's probably smart enough to do that. He just can't be bothered because he never runs. Messi's your footballer, I'd say. Like, he does things that only us football guys would see. Whereas Ronaldo will do a step over and the onlooker would be like, "Ooh, fancy." Yeah, that's not including you, Josh. You haven't kicked a ball in years, sir.
It's fine. It's
All
fine.
right, guys. I'm sure we'll have many more of these Ronaldo, Messi comparisons and discussions. Should we move on to Josh's wild takes segment? Josh, do you want to take it away?
Wild takes.
That is just not, guys. That's not how it goes. Yeah. So Alex is never gonna.
Do we have a sound effect for this?
No.
What's the jingle?
Listeners, it goes like this. Wild takes. Bow now. That's so wild take. Bow. This won't get copyright. Ooh yeah. Wow.
And that's all we have time for on the podcast today, guys.
Oh God, what's the wild take, Josh?
So my wild take this week was I put it in our WhatsApp group, and it was the madness that Michel Ballack said. For me, that was the biggest wild take for the whole week. So Ballack goes, "It's great that Van Dijk is lucky that he didn't have to play against the players that we had to play against."
Did he say that though?
The list was crazy. I'm just gonna pull it up again, so I don't want to quote Ballack wrong here, but what he said was incredible, and I'm just pulling up now. Technical difficulties. So Michael Ballack said, Virgil van Dijk is very lucky to play in an era where there is no Drogba, Lampard, Alan Shearer, Henry, Rooney, Van Persie, Tevez, Adebayo, and Diego Costa.
Nah, come on. He couldn't have said that.
No wonder they think he is the best defender in the league. Now,
Firstly,
Michael Ballack.
Yeah, go on.
No, go on, James.
If he's saying that about Van Dijk, then isn't he dissing all the other players that are playing right now then as well? Do you get what I mean? He's basically saying that everyone else is lucky that not because you're a defender, but what if you're in midfield as well? You're lucky that you're not playing against them. Is that what he's basically trying to say? That then he's parring everyone else. So I don't get what his point is exactly. I don't know, man. That's just silly. What do you think, Josh?
I think.
No, go Lou. Lou's not Josh.
It's like as fans, as pundits, and as you know, as observers of the sport, we always do this sort of thing. We'll compare like a player now to a player from a previous era. Like everyone always says, "Oh, if Tyson was fighting now, he'd be the best. He'd kill everyone," which is probably true. But you can't prove that sort of thing.
Did you see his videos?
Like you were saying, no, we're not talking about Tyson. I was using that as a comparison. But the argument is that Van Dijk, Ballack said Van Dijk's lucky that he's not playing in an era with you know, Shearer,
Lamps.
Tellez, Adebayor, all
Yeah.
them guys.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
it's hard to compare to say things like that because
Say that, yeah.
firstly, like Van Dijk hasn't finished his career yet, so you can't really measure it now, in my opinion. It's like you were saying, James, like Balak is slagging off Aguero, Harry Kane, all these top guys in the Premiership at the moment. It's not his fault that he wasn't born, say, 10, 15 years earlier.
Before, yeah.
He can only play against what he's up against.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I think Balak is just talking out. He's just chatting shit, basically.
Talking at his other end, yeah.
I agree with Josh that this is definitely a wild take, and I don't believe he's coming.
Wild take. Dun, 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 dun.
No. You tried your own little theme tune and it was trash.
What was my theme tune?
I don't even remember.
Wild take. Da-da-da-da-da. Wild take. Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Wild take. Sick of the pundits. Dum-dum.
Awful.
What do you mean? Oh, you're a hater.
What's your?
You're just like Michael. You're like Michael Ballack. Awful. Awful. What's my take? That my Wild Takes theme song was better than your Wild Takes theme song. How about that? I actually like Michael Ballack as well. Oh man, why would he? Well, yeah, why would he say something like that? What an idiot. Van Dijk's the best player in the world, man. Screw Messi, Ronaldo, all of them guys.
Yeah,
That's
Ballon d'Or.
VVD. VVD.
VVD.
Oh,
You just
man.
got to deal with it, innit?
Yeah. Van Dijk, Premier League Player of the Season, 2 years in a row. He should definitely get it. Best player in the world. Best waves in the world. No homo. So, yeah. VVD all the way, man. Screw Michael Ballack.
Cool.
Yeah, my point on that one, if I can just come in really quickly on that one, is just like, how can you say that to a man that put Messi in his pocket in a second leg where all chips were on the table? Like, how can you say that? Michael Ballack, get the hell out of here, man. You
Get out of here.
trash guy.
Oh, man.
Okay, guys. I've got another quick topic which I wanted to ask you guys about. So, let me just pull it up. Second. In your points of view, what is the best technical goal in recent time? I've got a few listed here. Just wanted to get your views on it. So Zidane's volley in the Champions League final. We've got Dennis Bergkamp flick against Newcastle where he took it around Dabizaz. Good knowledge there. Thierry Henry's flick against United where he volleyed it over Barthez. We've got Gerrard against Olympiacos. Ibrahimovic's bicycle against England. We've got Ronaldinho's toe poke against Chelsea in the Champions League. And we've got two Ronaldo ones. We've got his overhead against Juve. I think that was the season before last. And then we've got his free kick against Portsmouth. I think that was in 2009 where...
Oof, that was a great free kick.
That knuckle
was
three on the ball.
Yeah, that was his trade. That was when his trademark started, isn't it?
What out of that list? What would you say is your favourites? And are there any more that I may have potentially missed over the last 15, 20 years?
There's loads more, but yeah, it's just hard to think about. It just depends on how you define technical. Like a toe poke isn't as technical as a volley, if you know what I mean. But the technique before the actual toe poke, that was just rude. Like what he done, just made it seem like there was no one in front of him. He just placing it into the bottom corner against Cech, who was at the time probably one of the best keepers, especially with that Chelsea defense as well. But I don't know. I think when you say technical, I think more volleys, more half volleys, because that's harder to pull out. To be honest, a free kick, it's a dead ball, so you could pretty much do whatever. You could think about. You can even put Carlos's free kicks in there as well.
Yeah, but free kicks is like the definition of technique. The amount of hours put in on the training pitch just to score a free kick like that, and that basically became his trademark. Not that all for Ronaldo. We all know I'm a Messi fanboy, but free kicks, that is a very technical thing. Out of your list, Louis, I'd say Bergkamp's goal stands out for me
Yeah.
just because of the sheer
Touch.
class and grace.
Oh.
Yeah, when nobody knew what was coming, and he made it look so easy, as if to say like anyone could do it. And then you try it on the playground, and it just doesn't turn out like that. It goes the opposite way to what you want it to, and then he just passed it in. So yeah, I'd say out of that list, yeah, probably Dennis Bergkamp's one stands out.
So you're going Bergkamp, James. You're going Zidane volley, according to your what you were saying.
Yeah, I think the Zidane volley, just like the timing that you have to do, and yeah, just the power you have to put into it as well.
Yeah. Don't forget the occasion as well. Champions League final. He's pulled
Final, exactly. Yeah.
A ball that was in the air for hours.
About a year. Yeah.
And then it's come down and he's caught it perfectly. Josh, are you?
Nah, see, I was gonna go for Bergkamp, but Alex went for Bergkamp.
I thought you were gonna go for like a Van Nistelrooy 6-yard tap in.
So yeah,
that's your type of goal, isn't it?
Open goal.
Open goal, or an own goal. Own goals are pretty amazing too. So I remember seeing the Thierry Henry goal, and I think that goal was insane.
Okay.
I think that goal was insane. But you know, if I'm being honest with myself and honest to the internet, which I never am, look at my Instagram followers. I would say the Bergkamp goal was incredible. Like, I can't take it away from him, even though he probably didn't mean it. I can't take it away from him.
What do you mean didn't mean it?
Didn't mean it.
That's because you're a non-football guy like myself. That's why you think he didn't mean it.
Didn't mean it. Didn't know what he's doing.
He was turning up, like literally before he touched the ball.
Bergkamp scored like
He was
5
already
goals
turning
in
around
that
the
season.
man.
Yeah, and look at one of them, still talking about it to this day.
Yeah.
Bergkamp's had many goals like that as well. The one he plucked out of the air in the World Cup, the one in that Premier League game where he plucked it out of the air again. He's got to be one of the most technically gifted footballers that I've ever seen. Yes,
Thierry's better. Thierry's better.
Just to be heavily biased, I'm go for Gerrard's against Olympiacos, where he's let the ball sort of run across him. He's caught it. Just
half volley.
Just he laid it off. Was that Mella? That was Mella, innit?
Neil Mella with the cushion header. Go, your beauty!
What of them clutch moments? Anyone can score against Newcastle, even Van Nistelrooy and Josh, and you know what I mean. So,
and to be fair, Gerrard then done that against West Ham, didn't he? Similar goal, no?
Did, yeah, but by like 40 yards out instead.
In his autobiography, he was saying that he had a cramp as well towards the end.
Yeah.
So to still pull that power off with a cramp, come on.
Yeah.
It was Xhaka who's up in goal, though. Let's be fair.
This
I
guy.
was trying to think. Have I missed any other goals like in the past 15? Has any
like I said,
Rooney's volley against Newcastle, incredible goal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll go with the rest.
The Van Persie header in the World Cup.
Oh yeah.
It's probably diving
header.
Yeah.
That volley that Fulham player scored.
Oh yeah.
Fulham player. Oh yeah. Kasami.
Yeah. That goal. My favorite goal in Premier League history.
Dirty.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good list of goals.
Yeah.
We have there.
Cool. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to bring up or anything, or shall we call this an end to this one?
That's it, man. I hope everyone, whoever listens, you know.
Good meaty
cool,
podcast
guys.
Yeah.
How just for the fans out there, obviously we're gonna have tons of viewers and stuff. How can what are people's socials if you wanna advertise? I'll come out first. I'm on Twitter, LouisM2, same as in Sam. So that if anyone's interested in any of my points of view, that's where you'll find me on the socials. Alex?
My Instagram is Dookie1992 and my Twitter is Dookie92. The short story as to why it's Dookie, I never really had social media when I was growing up. First one I made was Twitter. The first one I made was Twitter, and I thought I was listening to the Biggie tune. Now who's the real Dookie? Meaning who's really the shit? I was like, oh, that's me. I'm the shit. And then yeah, it stuck with me for some reason. I wonder why. But yeah, that's me, Dookie, 1992, Dookie 92. On to James.
Yep. James.
My Twitter is _James Abella, and yeah, you'll probably see more of my football things on there. Yeah, Josh, what's yours?
So I'm gonna have to create a Twitter account. Because you know I'm so old and
Who's
I
the
don't
old man now, huh?
No, yeah, so yeah, my Twitter account will be Joshua, as in JOSHWAH.
I love it if that's not available.
Wasn't it
LFC?
Josh? Wasn't it like CLL or something? Murray.
Don't mention that one.
No, should that one?
We can mute this bit.
We can edit that.
Alright.
We can cut out.
All right, guys. Till next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone stay
See ya.
safe, stay at home.
Stay safe, everyone. Wash your hands.
Yeah. Just stop recording, Josh. Just hit stop record quick.